Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe freaking Burrow. Now this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, you found the show. As always, smash that thumbs up button, hit that like and subscribe. I am up to 669 subscribers. We're getting there slowly, but surely we're getting there. Let's keep it going. Try to get to 700 as fast as we can. All right, yesterday's show was all about, do we need to fire Zach Taylor? Is he losing the locker room? Yada, yada, yada. Well, Carlos Dunlap went live on Instagram last night. For the most part, he was discussing his frustrations with his new role on the defense. But he also reminded everyone that he's a professional and will press on with his teammates. And several of his teammates showed up and showed him support. Dunlap also said, I'm an employee, Employee 96. I do what I was told. So it wasn't bad. I mean, I got some of the comments here. Let's see here. And this is what Dunlap said. I got two of them I kind of liked. He said, who am I to challenge the vision that the Bengals and Zach Taylor have for what they want the team to look like? I am an employee. I am employee 96, like I have always said. Now, this one I really liked. Hang on a second here. Someone asked him, what's your next step? I think it might have been, just somebody on the chat, like you guys are doing right here to me right now. And Dunlap, this is perfect. I mean, this is what they just need to do. He basically is moving on. Dunlap said, my next move is the Browns, on to Cleveland. He said he's right where his feet are at. So he's here in Cincinnati. He's willing to do what he's asked to do. He's not happy about it, I understand he's a competitor. He wants to play. I get it, and I don't completely agree, especially with Hubbard and the other guys we've lost, that he's only playing on third downs. But he's also got to try to step up and make some plays, because this team really needs him to at least produce like he has in the past. Now, the interesting thing now, yet another Bengal has come out and said he wants traded. This one's John Ross. Okay. I understand you want to get traded, but I have no idea who's going to trade for you. You're fast. You're not playing. I agree. I think he should have got a little more touches than Michael Thomas did on Sunday's game, but he didn't. And, so I don't know. The agent his agent went to the Bengals talked about trading him or whatever. I'm like, who are you going to get for him? Somebody mentioned on Bengals Nation, I can't remember who it was. I think trading Ross for, they have a disgruntled tight end up there, I guess, which would be a good trade for both. I don't see that at all. The Browns and the Bengals making a in-division trade, but, we'll see. Yeah. The one Facebook user, you got the F word. I'm not putting that up there. But yeah, I agree with you. John Ross is not, yeah. Tony, yeah, your name finally come up. There you go. Yeah, if you guys want your name to come up, most of the time, just go to the YouTube channel. And this is on Sports with Strawberry Ice on YouTube. You go there, you subscribe. You'll get my links every time I go live or every time I do some kind of video or anything, and when I go live, your name will pop up. So like Crown Apple Kid did here. He has no trade value. Yeah, exactly. That's where it's kind of funny. It's like, trade me. I want to get out of here. I'm not happy. It's like, all right, well, dude, you've given them there's no trade value. It's kind of like how we were talking about AJ before last week. If he did say trade me, which was never confirmed, there wasn't a trade value. Now, if AJ performs like he did on Sunday, before the trade deadline, which I know it's coming up here quick, then maybe, he would at least have, there's some good stuff he's done. Like AJ even said that his body, that's the best his body's felt in a while. And you could tell by the way he played. I didn't see him pull up like he was hurting or anything. Like I said, the only issue I had with AJ, and he even admitted after the game, is he should have went up and tried to make a play on that deep ball earlier in the game. But, it is what it is. I mean, AJ's back in the fold. It sounds like Carlos is back in the fold. You're not hearing a lot from the guys from the secondary who were tweeting out a lot before the game or last week, So hopefully the locker room is going to be quiet and concentrate on playing football. That would help. Tony Kemper, AJ looked back to his normal self Sunday. It was great to see. Yes, dude. And I'll tell you, I say he was ticked off at himself, I think, for not going after that deep ball. And I said this on yesterday's show. Those 2 catches he made in the fourth quarter, that was the old AJ Green. He went after the ball. And that's what good wide receivers do, or good receivers do. I mean, I'll put to you this like this. Did you guys watch Kansas City last night? And you see the former Bearcat, my boy, Travis Kelce. He's running across the middle, and Mahomes, who barely ever throws it off target, throws it behind him. So Travis is running as fast as he can. All of a sudden, he's got to slam the brakes on. You can see all the rubber and everything, that's on the field turf sliding up, and he's going back to catch it, but he caught it. And that's what receivers got to do. I mean, Joe Burrow, 95, 97% of the time, it's going to be right there. But when it's not, you got to make a play for your quarterback, and that's what the Colts wide receivers did. I was talking about that yesterday because Bates said that he goes, Philip Rivers threw the ball. It was either going out of bounds or their wide receivers had to make a good catch on it. And they did. There's a lot of them. They're out of bounds. They caught it, got their 2 feet in. And that's what good wide receivers and good teams do. They make plays. They make things happen. And that's kind of where I'm at with this team. It's like, I'll still put it to you as I think we're still learning how to put together a full game. Because that's what I was saying yesterday. It's so frustrating. Like last week, the defense played pretty good. And the defense, for most part, has played good, except when they play zone, which Amaretto does that. And I yelled at the TV, quit doing that. But for some reason, we got the lead and he kept doing that Sunday. So if you can put, a good defensive game together like we've done, and then you put a good offensive game together like we've done, put them together in one game, great concept, we actually might win. That would be great. My boy Jeremy Dean is jumping in here. What do you got, Jeremy? Good to see AJ looking halfway decent, but this team has no consistency. It's one thing or the other every game. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was just saying, Jeremy. It's either we don't have the offense going or it's the defense. And who knows, maybe this game will get all the offense and defense and then the special teams will stink. I don't know. I mean, that's just – and it comes down to coaching. It does. I mean, all this comes down to coaching. It all falls on Zach and the coaching staff. But also it's got to fall on the players. They got to be held accountable for their actions. They're the ones out there playing. They're the ones out there making a play. And the thing is, look, if I'm a defensive player, and they might do this, I don't know. If you're up 21-0 and you guys want to go after them, pin your ears back and go after, which is what I think they should have done, especially when you're 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8, you need to call the coach like, dude, hey, can we go after it? Can we blitz them? Can we do something different? Because this is not working, and I don't know. I'm sure they say that, but I don't know how much they say that, but that's the thing. That's the part that drove me so nuts about Sunday's game. I think it was on the same freaking drive, the one I think where they took the lead. We got them, I think, at 3 third downs. I know it was at least 2 of them. And we stopped them on first down. We stopped them on second down. And it's like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. And they just got guys running wide open. And it was right in the middle of the field. That's what drives me. And that's your linebackers, but they're, 10 yards back. There's no like, why are we doing that? All right, let's see here. Dennis. What if strawberry ice is it's sad and frustrating is a Bengals fan can see the potential in the Bengals, but they're not showing it in bad execution, not good enough players, and may could be the coach. Yeah, and I'll put it to you this way. And it could be the coach. I mean, and there are things. Now, I'll put it like this: I am hard as hell on David Bell. I think David Bell for the Reds is not a good fit. For the talent that they have, and doing the same things over and over and over again, and it's not working. Something's got to change. And the only thing to change, the easiest thing to change, is the coach. They don't change the whole team. So that's where I think, my personal opinion, I think David Bell should be gone, or at least the hitting coach should be gone, or whatever. But throwing that to the Bengals, we've had Zach for a year and a half now, and he's won 3 games. So it's always kind of the same thing. We're right there. We're right in it. But it just can't get over the hump. And it's kind of like that with Marvin Lewis when he was the coach. We couldn't get over the hump of primetime games. We couldn't get over the hump of playoff games. It just didn't happen. And it's like, that's where it's like, is it the coach? Because I don't know. That's where it's frustrating to me. And I'm not sure what to do. All right, Titus, I'm just tired of we said we always rebuild. I'm getting irritated. Cincinnati needs championships we deserved. Yeah, dude, our last championship in sports was 1990. I was 15. If you guys are part of Reds Country, or if you guys follow me on my Facebook page, Sports Strawberry, Reds Country is another sports group that I run or help run. Anyway, they had, I think Reds blog tweeted out the 1990 wire-to-wire song or whatever. It's the cheesiest thing ever, but dude, I love that song. I was 15. I'm like, yeah, we're the Reds. Red hot. It's so silly when I look at it now, but that was the last time we won anything. 1990. It's been a while. All right. Crown up a kid. Don't get me started on the Reds. Yeah. That's the other thing on the Reds is I do have some stuff on there. Nick Kroll he's been replaced, or Nick Kroll is replacing Dick Williams as the president of baseball operations. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. It keeps going down the same thing, but what I don't like is Kroll said we're changing nothing of the coaching staff. So I don't know. All right, there you go. Tony, get back to Bengals stuff here. No road wins. Yeah, he's never won on the road. Yeah. And I mean, those are things that, good teams win on the road. Good teams win at home. Good teams win the close games. Zone defense is terrible. We should never run it. Run man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you. Run man. And I don't understand why they do that. Because every time we had him in 3rd and long, you could watch the cornerbacks, watch the linebackers. They're 5-7 yards off. I'm like, they got to go. They only got to go, 6 yards, 8 yards, whatever it was. It's a long ways, but you don't back off. So you only give them, a yard to make up if they're short, which most of the time they weren't short of the sticks. So it just, it drives me nuts. And I don't, because I'll go back to the Ratbirds. They did something until you made them stop. And which is what they did. They blitzed us and blitzed us and blitzed us until we stopped them. We never stopped them, ever. So that's why I understand if you do something on 1st and 2nd down, why wouldn't you do it on 3rd down? Especially if it's 3rd and 7, So it's weird. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, buddy? All right, there. I'll see Dennis. What you got, brother? Hey, Strawberry Ice, do you know if the Reds are going to re-sign Trevor? I have no idea. Thank you for keeping your head up for brighter days. Yeah, I hope they do. Look, Trevor Bauer is going to be the most sought after free agent in baseball this year, I think. He's going to be like Cole was last year in the Yankees, and he signed for how much money? Now, Trevor likes our pitching staff, likes playing here, likes our pitching coach. So those are all good things. He said that's the most fun he's had in baseball this year, which is this crazy pandemic, 60-game season. So those are all good things. And he says he wants to sign a 1-year deal, but somebody offers you $1 billion. It's kind of hard to say no. And there's no way the Reds can sign him for that. They can't. And the other thing is Anthony DeSclafani is also a free agent, so we might lose 2 of our starting pitchers this year. I hope not, but who knows? Okay. Apple Crown Apple Kids is no way, Dennis. I mean, I hope so. I'm not really counting on it, to be honest. I don't think we can afford him. I hope so, but I see. We're going to keep the same players for the Cincinnati Reds. I don't know. They said, well, that's one thing. That was one of the hold on, I got it written down here, which I think they need to change. All right, the offense. Okay, these are things that Nick Kroll says are his agenda. Improving the offense, which was ranked last in the MLB with a .212 batting average during the regular season. That's awful, So that's why I'm like, you can't at least change the hitting coach. I mean, to me, and I've said this before with the Reds, they've got to change their philosophy of hitting. This analytics crap, you can't base everything on analytics. Your outcome can't be one of 2 things. It can't be a strikeout or a home run. You could bunt. You could hit the ball to the right side, move the players over. You can hit the ball in the outfield and score a runner. There's lots of other options that you can do that make way more sense than I'm either going to strike out or I'm going to hit a home run. And that's why we get a .212 batting average. So, and I already talked about Bauer and DeSclafani. So they're not going to change any of the coaching staff. The players, I mean, there's going to be different players, obviously, because Trevor Bauer and DeSclafani are free agents. And then you got the shortstop. You got to figure out what you're going to do with them. Oh, geez. Yes, Jen, that's my wife. Yeah, she's a Rays fan. She's very, very happy. All right, let's see here. Jeremy Dane, if it come up. All right. Oop, where'd you go? Come back here, Jeremy. The Reds are a lot like the Bengals. We get great players, then they leave, small city, and they don't normally spend big money. The thing is, it's not even big money. What we're talking about with Trevor Bauer is ridiculous money. I mean, you got, I think, the New York teams and the 2 California teams are probably the only ones that can afford to pay anybody that kind of money. If that's what he's looking for, which I don't know if he is or not. So we'll see. All right. Let's get a question here. Titus, Zach, tell his coaches is going to end up getting him fired. Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, I don't know. There, you got a shout out there, Jeremy. Big facts, Jeremy. And I said this yesterday that, and I thought about it after I said it. He, had a really short time last year to get a coaching staff together. And I said, well, maybe he did not get the guys he wanted, but he just had a whole offseason. He could have fired somebody and changed somebody, and he didn't change anybody. So now that could also be Mike Brown not wanting to let coaches go when they're under contract. I don't know. So that's where this is just my own opinion. I don't know if he got exactly who he wanted, but my biggest thing is regardless if he loses the locker room or whatever, if we only win 3 games this year, Zach's got to go. I mean, I'm to that point where we don't have time. We don't have time to sit around and wait. And I hope Zach works out. I would rather it work out, because then you don't have to start over and try to find another coach. I mean, if they go look for another coach, the guy I want is Eric Bieniemy. That's who I wanted in the offseason 2 years ago. But that's who I think should be the Bengals' next head coach if they get rid of Zach. And like I say, to me, we got to let it play out. I've said this lots of times. Just see how the season goes. I mean, what's the word? We won 1 game, hopefully it can only go up from here. I mean, we've only won 1 game. So, I mean, we can go the whole season and only win 1 game. We'll get the number 1 pick again. And then you get Eric Bieniemy, hopefully. All right, try signing Tanaka, a lot cheaper. Bauer will be waiting $30 to $35 million a year, but Bauer is a lot better. Yeah, Tanaka's pretty good, though. Yes, I agree with you. I mean, Trevor Bauer is, in my mind, Trevor Bauer is the best Reds pitcher I've ever seen. and that includes Mario Soto and all these guys. Just the way he took control of the mound and of the game. It was when he was locked in, which was most of the time, you weren't winning or you weren't losing, I would say. So, I would love to keep him. But if he wants 30 to 35 million, no, we're not going to be able to. There's no way. All right. Tony, I'd love to see some conversation about Dalton for the Cowboys last night. I know there's haters and lovers for the guy. Yeah. There's a guy on my YouTube. He commented on after the show on the YouTube channel and was excited and saying, Andy Dalton was going to win and he's going to make it to the playoffs. So Andy Dalton, I think, had 2 interceptions. And look, I like Andy Dalton. I am Tony. You had conversations about Andy Dalton. I always said he's not a bad quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. Joe Burrow is the man, though. All right. Mike. Well, Jeff, like you said about Zach, they had no OTAs, really had not much of a training camp. They had no preseason. That would mess up any coaches because of the pandemic. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point there, Mike. I mean, you got to take it all into consideration of what's been happening. I mean, because if you really look at it that way, Zach hasn't had a normal off season. When he first got the job, it was hurry up. I think he got hired 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the combine in Indy. So, and then this offseason, almost right after football ended, we had the pandemic. So, but I don't know. That's where I go back and forth. I do. Like 1 week I want to get rid of them. Next week I don't. I mean, I've always kind of said I want to keep them, but now I'm kind of like, maybe we should get rid of them. Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals will get a new coaching staff, or what coaching staff do you think they should bring in next year? I mean, I think as far as the coach goes, if they get rid of Zach, it should be Eric Bieniemy. Now, who's on the coaching staff? I don't know. We'll see. But excuse me. Let's see here. Michael Hover should have never let Zimmer leave. Should have moved Marvin to GM and Zim to head coach before he left. Yeah, I kind of said that. I was kind of thinking that same thing at the time. You already did that one. Oh, you just said the same thing twice. All right, let's see here. Every other coach had the same offseason. Yep, that's true. Every other coach had the same offseason. You are correct. So you can't really use that as a crutch. So the point is, if you're leading 4 out of the 6 games, if you're leading that game in the fourth quarter, you should have won at least 2 of them. So that's the thing. They got to figure it out. You can't keep, what's this? What's that? Yeah, not dude. This is professional football. There are no excuses. Like Bill Parcells says, and it's been quoted a million times, you are what your record says you are. And right now, the Bengals aren't very good. We got 1 win. 1 win. All right, let's see, Dennis. I was channel surfing and the TV. I watched the Cowboys game, and Ezekiel Elliott fumbled. The boy's supposed to be the best offensive player, high priced. Well, look, now, Dennis, I've said this about it. I think they paid too much for Zeke. I like Zeke. I'm an Ohio State fan, but I'm more UC. But Ohio State's like my second one. But the thing is, running backs, I mean, we paid. I've talked about this on the show. The contract we signed Joe Mixon for was perfect. It's a good contract for him. It's not over the top like Zeke Elliott's is. So I don't think you can pay running backs in this day and age, because as much money as they paid Zeke, they could have gave some of that money to Dak, and they could have probably got 2 more running backs to do this, be as productive as Zeke is. Agree about Zimmer and Marvin, yeah. And an Apple Kid. Zimmer's probably getting fired. Yeah, he might be. So, look at the Browns coach. He's doing, yeah. And the Browns bounced around, but Browns should have hired him last year, And the thing is, What were the other coaching candidates that the Bengals had? I mean, I don't remember them really interviewing that many guys, I don't know. Let's see here. Facebook user, the tie was really pitiful, an example of the garbage coaching. Yeah, I mean, the garbage coaching on that game could have went both ways. It could have went on the Eagles too. That could have. There should be no ties in the NFL, But the funny thing is, the way it's going for the Eagles, that tie might actually help them. I thought ND was your second. No, I said I like Notre Dame, but Ohio State's my second favorite. Let's see here, Mike. I mean, look at it this way. Say the pandemic wasn't an issue. We had all preseason. Then you would be able to cut the players you need to cut. Then had OTAs. Bet things would be a little different. Maybe. I mean, I'll put it this way. Yeah, they would have been different if there's no doubt about that. It would have been different for everybody if we had, no pandemic or anything like that. It was a regular off season and, regular, you can go through the normal stuff. So yeah, but the funny thing is it didn't really affect Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I think, just threw his fourth 300-yard passing game. So yeah, I agree with you. But it is what it is. You're a professional football player, a professional coach. You should be able to. They should be able to make adjustments enough to win. But yeah, it is. I'm not saying you're wrong, Mike. It is a reason, but if everybody else is dealing with the same thing, so all right, Adam, let me bring you up here. What do you think about John Ross trade? I honestly don't want him to leave, but if you don't play the guy, what do you expect? I know sometimes he's not reliable, but he just needs proper attention and coaching. Well, the thing is, Adam, I don't really think, like I said at the beginning of the show, I really don't think he's done much for anybody to be interested in him enough to give up a draft pick, because if he's done after this year, because the Bengals did not pick up his fifth-year option. So if other teams are really interested in him, they can just wait till the offseason and sign him, and it won't cost him a draft pick or anything. So I really don't think he's getting traded. There's no trade value there because you can get him for free if you just wait, until next year. Unless you were like, oh my goodness, I really got to have that guy, and I really got to have that speed. But he's done nothing to really produce or do that, and if he did, then we wouldn't be the Bengals wouldn't trade him anyway. So I don't think he's going anywhere, my opinion. All right, if we don't win no more games this year, will the number one draft pick, or should we trade the pick, or should we just keep it in the spot? I don't know. See, it depends on how the draft lays out. Because I know a lot of people on here have talked about the offensive lineman from Oregon, and that's who we need to draft. I personally have never seen him play. I still haven't seen him play because, Pac-12 is not playing. So that's something that we're not going to be able to really answer until closer to the draft. And it wouldn't be a bad idea, but if there's that game-changing guy out there, like Joe Burrow, which I'm not saying we're going to draft quarterback. No, don't give me that. But is that game-changing guy out there, you might keep him. But I really do think there's a good chance that the Bengals, if they get the number one pick, which right now I think it's ours, we've only won one game. I do think it's a good chance that they could trade it, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to get more draft picks and more players. So got questions here. I already did that one. All right, Tony. All Ross has is speed. Yeah, it would be nice if he could develop that speed, which, I mean, me and Jeremy and Mike talked about this on our Bengals Nation shows. Now, why don't they try and make, punt returning or kickoff or something, get him out in open space and get him going. But we'll see. Okay, I think the Bengals should keep us, so they're going to get good. Keep getting high picks. I'll keep the pick. I think that's what you meant. I hope they don't, but proof is in the pudding. Yeah. Like I said, we're so far away from that, to be honest. It's hard to really say what they're going to do. But yeah, right now, I've thought about it. I mean, if you get the number 1 pick, and say you somebody who's got the number 4, number 5 pick, and we want to get that offensive lineman, and that offensive lineman, which I can't remember his name, is that good, but you don't want to pick him number 1 overall, and nobody else in front of you is probably going to take him, but somebody might take the quarterback that somebody else wants or whatever. Then yeah, trade down, go, get the 4th pick, get a 2nd and 3rd also, and add more picks. So more I thought about, I think if we get the number 1 pick, we should trade it and get more picks. Because we need help. We need good players. Okay, if we don't win, here it is. Yeah, if we don't win any more games, we get the number 1 pick, or should we pick the offensive line? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what everybody keeps saying. He's the best offensive lineman right now, and he might stay like that because this college football season is so messed up. Like I said, I honestly, I cannot wait. I've never been so excited to watch an Oregon football game because I want to see this guy. I don't watch Pac-12 ever, I mean, I might watch it occasionally, but not very much. But I will definitely be watching it when they start playing. If you get them 1 pick, trade back, we need more players, defensive. Yeah. And me and Jeremy have actually talked about that. So, if we get the number 1 pick, I think it's a good chance of that happening. I don't think the Jets have won a game yet. You might be right, Dennis. I don't know offhand. That's why I said I'm not sure if we got it right now. Either way, people, unless this season turns around, we're going to have a top 5 pick, maybe a top 3 pick, I mean, honestly, I hope not. I hope this turns around and we get rolling because I said this yesterday. When we went up 21-0 and our defense was shutting the Colts down, in my mind, I'm like, we're going to win this. And this is what's going to start the roll. This is going to start the roll, and we're going to start, not that we're going to roll and get into the playoffs, but we're going to run off a couple wins here. And then, it was very frustrating yesterday. Or I keep saying yesterday, Sunday. Okay, if we don't win any more games, we get the number 1 pick. And if we get the number 1 pick, which, I already saw that one. Sorry, I keep going back to the same ones. I get so many pictures. He's not playing this year. You mean the kid from Oregon? Is that who you're talking about? Which you might not. You might have. Which I mean, hey, if I am a number 1 bona fide pick right now, 1st round pick, in college, and this season's going on, I ain't playing either. I'll just sit on what I did because you're gonna go what? They're gonna play 8 games? That's not even really worth even risking it. Okay, Jeremy Dalton. I think you're new. What's up, Jeremy? Welcome to the show. At least I don't remember seeing you on here before. Anyway, we could get a King's ransom for Trevor Lawrence. Yep. Similar to what was gotten for RG3. Yeah, that's true. You're right. So, if we get the number 1 pick, we're definitely traded. Because, I don't know why I had a brain crash. I forgot about Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, you're right. So, if we get the number 1 pick, we could get a ton for him. And if Mike Brown turns it down, I will personally drive down there and kick his ass. No, I'm just kidding. Because I still remember him turning down the Saints' entire draft in 99 so he would draft Achilles Smith. Ugh. That one still bugs me. Okay. Dennis, the sports announcers say Trevor Lawrence is a generational player. Do you think the Bengals should pass on him? Yes, I do, because we already have a generational quarterback, and his name is Joe freaking Burrow. And Joe Burrow beat that generation quarterback in the national championship game. He outplayed him. So, we already got our quarterback. That's the thing that we all have to remember. And that's why it's so important that we get the coaching staff and get this fixed quickly. We've got the most important part of our team fixed at a high level. I mean, Joe Burrow, in my mind, unless he gets injured, which God forbid he doesn't, he could be up there with Peyton Manning's and Drew Brees's and Tom Brady's. And that's the kind of quarterback that he is. He's the upper echelon quarterback. Right now, he's the best quarterback I've seen in a Bengals uniform. So we had that fixed. That's why it's so crucial that we got to get the rest of it fixed quickly because the window is so small because Joe Burrow is going to eventually get paid. When he gets paid, somebody else isn't going to get paid. So that's why we got to do this quickly. All right, let's see here. Do you think we had the worst organization in the league? I do not. I think the worst one is the Detroit Lions. They are awful. Hey, Apple Crown, he agrees with you, but I don't. Detroit is terrible. Great comment, Jeremy. Trevor Lawrence will give us 3 or 4 more great picks. Very intelligent comment. Yeah, I agree with you, dude. I don't know why I didn't even, but yeah, if we get the number 1 pick, heck yeah, we are trading that thing. My answer is yes. Wait, okay. So I have a question. Do you guys think that our organization is better or worse than the Detroit Lions, who haven't been to the playoffs since 92? I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, they are awful. I know we're fighting over, salt or whatever, but the Detroit Lions are not a very good running team organization. They've had 2 Hall of Famers quit on them. They had Barry Sanders quit and Megatron quit. So that tells me that tells me they're a little worse than we are. What about bringing back Marvin Lewis for offense? I'm sorry, for defense coordinator. Yeah, I don't think Marvin's going to come back here and be the defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. Either way. Let's see. Jeremy, you back. Burrow could also walk if the organization doesn't get there. Yeah, you're right. That's another thing. We got to get this thing going. We're about the same, sadly. I still don't think we're about the same. We've been to more playoffs than they have. We've been to 2 Super Bowls. I don't think they've been to 1. And they haven't been to Super Bowl at all. So if you really want to compare us, thank you. Thank you. Detroit is worse. Let's see here. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Didn't win a game yet. Are you talking about the Jets? Is that who you're talking about? I think that's who you're talking about, Titus. Is the Jets. But either way, we're arguing about who's worse. We both stink. But Detroit's worse. Just saying. But moving forward here, there is a lot of hope. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. And I keep trying to go back. The bad thing is, and I try to keep saying there's hope, and then I go back to Marvin's first 2 years. First year we were 8-8. He had a good offensive line. The defense was okay. We had John Kitna as a quarterback, and he went 8-8 with him. That's the problem I'm kind of having when I'm like, we're not that far away. Zach Taylor's won 3 games. He's won 3 games. And that's where I kind of go, well, maybe, like I said, if he only wins 3 or 4 games this year and we get the number 1 pick, he's got to go. Dead honest, he's got to go. We don't have time to mess with him. He's got to, move on quick, get it, Eric Bieniemy in there. That's who I keep saying. I like him. Like Jeremy Dean, his comment, that was one of Jeremy's favorite players. But the interesting thing is, that's what I don't even know if Bieniemy came in for an interview, because he is a former player. And Mike Brown likes former Bengals, so he is a former Bengal. He was here for a while during the 90s when we were god awful. But if you watch Kansas City's offense, and he's learning under one of the best coaches in football, and Andy Reid, that would be my choice. Anyway, let's see here. Do you think this is not a Bengals going to end up bringing up Mike Zimmer back? Do I think they'll bring him back? I have no idea. As a head coach, maybe. Excuse me. It could be. He's got to get fired from Minnesota first. So he's got to get fired, and we got to fire Zach. So we got a long ways to go before that happens. I sent a post to Bengals Nation where the Bengals could get some offensive line. Check it out, Bengals Nation. All right. Hey, go there to check it out, Bengals Nation. Yes, Jeff, because of Mike Brown. Mike Brown still went to more playoff games than the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions had 2 Hall of Famers quit. They retired. So, sorry, I think I'm winning this argument. Plus, it's my show, and I got the microphone. Just kidding. Trade Ross to the Texans for a 4th-round pick and an offensive. Dude, if the Houston Texans would give us a 4th-round pick and an offensive lineman for John Ross, I'd drive him there myself. I'm like, come on, get in the truck, let's go. That's a great trade for the Bengals. I don't see that happening. That would be great, but I don't see that happening at all. We stand with our Bengals no matter what. You want to know why? You already know why. Because you live in Cincinnati, not Cleveland. Sorry, give me all hyped up already. All right. AJ's got another one. Trade for a 3rd and 6th pick. Sure. I mean, if they give him a 3rd and 6th pick, I'm sure they'll take him. I don't think that's going to happen. If I'm wrong, sure. That's cool. I have no idea if anybody is actually interested in John Ross, who is a 1st-round pick, who has done really nothing. He hasn't played at all this year. Very little. He's got speed. And speed's great. You guys remember Willie Gault? Willie Gault was a speed guy. He did good for the Bears, and they never heard from him again. So speed doesn't always mean that you're going to be great. I hate to say it. Jerry Rice from the Sucky Niners, he wasn't fast at all, but he's probably the greatest wide receiver ever. And it kills me to say that, by the way. Just saying. All right. Yeah, I agree with you. Detroit got the worst franchise in history. Yeah, I don't even think it's close, to be honest, because they've not won anything. And you had 2 Hall of Famers quit. I keep saying it. All right. Dennis, I think the Bengals don't hurry up and fix the offensive line. Joe Burrow and will act like Carson Palmer. I'm saying he'll want to be traded or retire. Maybe. I don't know. The only thing different about that is he's from Ohio. So maybe he's a little more loyal. I don't know. But we're not even there yet. Joe's not even, trust me, Joe's not even thinking about that. That's at least he better not be. I think the Bengals need you as the head coach. Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea at all. I'll be worse than Zach Taylor. I'm just a guy with a YouTube show. That's it. Okay. We'll never get third round pick for AJ Ross, guys. I'm sorry, but that just won't happen. Yeah, I agree with you. It just ain't going to happen. You're not going to, if last week, if we're saying we're not getting a 3rd and a 6th or 7th round pick for AJ Green, we're sure as heck not going to get one from John Ross. Like I said, he was a 1st-round bust. He hasn't done anything. He's fast. I would love to see him do it. I think that they should give him a shot and let him play right now, because Michael Thomas is what Michael Thomas is. I don't think he's going to get any better. He's a semi-reliable receiver. He's good. But John Ross has way more potential. There's so much more there. And you only got 10 games left to see if it's ever going to show up, And at this point, if it does show up, great. I don't think Ross is coming back. I don't think he wants to come back, So that's where I'm like, bench Thomas, play Ross. You got to find something out. You got to find something out about it. And the thing is, if you're going to, put him active, you should at least play him. AFC North is the best in the NFL. Yes. I have said that for years. It is the best and hardest division in football, I think. I hate to say you got the Squealers and the Ratbirds every year. But then, the years the Bengals were up there, we beat them. But it wasn't easy. They're not easy games. And that's the thing. When you go in the NFL, no game in the NFL is easy. There is no gimme games. And that's kind of what happened with the Colts, I think. Maybe it's like, they thought they were just going to roll their football helmets out there and beat us. Well, we came down and started stuffing the ball down their throat, 3 consecutive drives. And then they decided to go, oh, maybe we should play. And then our coaches go, oh, maybe we should just back off 20 yards and let them catch the ball. I don't know. But anyway, win a game in the NFL is hard. It is. And you got to be really good, really precise, and no mistakes. I think it'll be more players that asked for trades this year. Well, he's the first official one, I think. Well, no, Tate, I take that back. Tate kind of asked for one, and then he got playing. So that's for, it's a frustrating year. That's where if players keep wanting to get out of here and you keep having guys not happy with what's going on and what their role is. And it just seems like Zach has a hard time communicating. And I know he was asked about Carlos, and he said his door's always open. They can come talk to him, which is great. But sometimes you got to be the bigger man and go talk to them. Sometimes you can't be like, oh, I'm the head coach and my door's always open. You can come talk to me. Like, yeah. Sometimes, hey, Carlos, what's up? What's going on? Why, what can I do? What can we do to smooth this over or whatever, Sometimes you got to be the bigger man and go talk to him. That's part of being the leader, being the guy in charge. You got to do stuff that you don't want to do sometimes, Titus, do you think is going to be better with Mike Brown steps down and his daughter runs it? I hope so. Because, Katie and her husband, they do a lot of the contract negotiations. So it could be more of the same. But, the thing is, the biggest problem the Bengals had, they let Whitworth go. And we all know that was a mistake. But then they missed on so many number one draft picks. You missed on Ross. You missed on Aboyehi. You missed on Price. Those are 3 of them right there. 3 number one picks, first round picks you missed. You missed bad. You can't even get them on the field. Aboyehi's gone. I don't think he's in the NFL. Ross, if he's dressed, isn't playing. Billy Price isn't playing at all. I don't think he got in the game at all Sunday. Those are huge. And that'll set your franchise back 3 or 4 years. It's just the truth. You cannot miss on first-round picks. Now, the last 2 years, we had Jonah Williams and we had Joe Burrow now. We've hit on them. So hopefully it's turning back around, And that's what I've said for years. If you guys look back at the 5-year run when we went to the playoffs, Duke Tobin hit on almost every single draft pick. And he hasn't done that here lately. This year's draft, I think, is really good. I think Davis Gaither and Wilson and Burrow and T. Higgins they're all contributing. They're all playing great. Because I remember somebody would make a tackle and like, oh, that's a 5th round draft pick. And I'm like, oh my goodness, So that's the biggest problem that the Bengals have had. They've missed on their draft picks. And that's the way any NFL team will be. If you miss 3 draft picks, 3 out of the last 5 years, 4 years, you're not going to be very good. It's just a fact of life. That's why that's why it's been downhill for them for right now. That's the biggest problem. Okay, you guys are blowing up. Hang on a second. Let me see what we got here. Hold on. Okay. All right. I think this was the last one. As a Bengals fan, the biggest heartbreak for me was the 2015 playoffs. Yeah. Game against the Steelers, 1 minute left. Almost brought me to tears, dude. Why'd you have to bring that up? Yes, that was the most heartbreaking thing ever. Because I still remember looking at my son going, we're going to win. When Burfict intercepted the ball, I'm like, we're going to win. We're going to win our first playoff game. And then less than a minute later, it all went boom. It was not fun. The struggle is real, kid. I'm with you. Yep. The struggle is real. All right. Let's see your Dennis. Do you think the Bengals fire Zach Taylor? They should hire Josh McDaniels. Dude, I wouldn't hire Josh McDaniels. That dude's such a flake. No way. Because he was supposed to go be the Colts head coach. And before that, I think he was got hired by somebody else. He flaked out on that one. Nah. I wouldn't hire him. Nope. No way. Tell us how you became a Bengals fan. Was it your dad or someone else? We should learn more about you. You seem like a cool dude as a fan. Oh, thanks. Well, I grew up here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and my friends, family, my dad, not my grandpa. My grandpa was never a football fan. He was a Reds fan. My grandpa's the reason I'm a Reds fan. But yeah, that's why I'm a diehard Bengals fan. And yeah, it's fun, but it's been hard. So there you go. Kid, that was bad, but not as bad as when Carson. Yeah, all right. Look, I don't want to rehash all old Bengals stuff. Yes, I know. I was upset when Carson went down too because We're going to win that game too, and that's against the freaking Squealers. Okay, man. Ross wants to be traded. Yes, I know. We've been talking about that on the show. Don't think he's going to get traded because I don't think anybody wants him. All right. Let's see here. Mike Kyle. We will take UC's offensive line in place of the Bengals offensive line. Yeah. I mean, UC's, maybe Ohio State's there's better, but UC's, yeah. I mean, I think the offensive line, like I said, it's to me, it's really, okay. If you want to fix it cheaply, which I don't want to say that. I don't know if that's what Bengals tried to do, but that's either here or there. I want to find out when Xavier Serafia comes back. I want to find out if you put him back there, if that fixes it. Now, I mean, Redmond played 3 games, 2 out of 3 games. He's played good. Now, playing good against the Colts defense and playing good against the Ratbirds defense are 2 different things. So, we'll find out this week against the Browns and Miles Garrett. How about bringing Chad Johnson and Bry, receivers coach? I don't know who Bry is, but Chad Johnson, I don't see Chad as a coach. I mean, I don't think it'll be bad, but I don't really see him as a coach. Can you give us a who day? Who day? Who freaking day? OG Jeff, do you have a Facebook? I do, but that's kind of just for my friends and family. But you can follow me on the Sports with Strawberry Ice Facebook page. I'll invite all you guys to follow me there. But the one of my own personal one, it's kind of just people like my friends and family. I try to keep it as that. So I have 2 different ones. So you can check me out on Sports with Strawberry Ice on the Facebook page. Get rid of Bobby Hart. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the plan, I hope, anyway, moving forward, that they do get rid of Bobby Hart. But like I said, the times when he's actually gotten a good right guard next to him, he hasn't played bad. I'm not saying we should keep him by no means, but he hasn't played bad. And did you see Michael Jordan run over those guys at the goal line? I mean, him and Jonah Williams and Hopkins are really starting to, come together and be a good offensive line as far as the center to the left side goes. We need to get a right guard and a right tackle. Now, the thing is, though, too, say we get the number 1 pick and we trade it because we don't need Lawrence because we got Burrow and we get a whole bunch of draft picks. I still would have a hard time putting 2 rookies on that right side. So, to me, they got to fill it by at least a rookie and a veteran. Because putting 2 rookies, you see what Jonah Williams is going through. He's doing good, but he's still a rookie. And you put another 2 rookies on right next to each other. I don't know if that's going to be a good call or not. So you can draft. I mean, I'm not saying don't draft them, but they might not start right away. You need to at least I would love to draft a right tackle. That's who I would like to draft. If you're going to draft anybody, draft a right tackle. You can draft a guard, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, but I would like them to sign another guard. Now, Serafia might be that guy, but he has only played in 1 game. He's been injured. So, we gotta find that out. Find out what he can do. And hopefully he's coming back sometime soon. We'll find out. I want to talk about this. And if you're in here, ever keep this as a conversation. Do Bengals need to give up a pick or a veteran for a talented offensive lineman? Yeah, I mean, they need to do whatever's the best to get them the best offensive lineman they can get. If it's in the draft or if it's signing for a free agent or if it's making a trade or whatever. I mean, put it this way. This is where, to me, like I said, Zach Taylor has got to make progression. Progression means we need to win more. If we win more and it's a good feeling going into next year, I'll be okay with it because the way the Bengals attacked the offseason this year, as far as the defense goes, I think they will attack it that way with the offensive line next year. They're going to have to, If they don't, then we're all going to be really screaming at them because, we were kind of irritated that they didn't do anything this year. So that's where we got to figure out if Zach is the guy. And the next 10 games, we will find out if Zach Taylor is the head coach. If we win 5-6 games, I think, if we're 6-10, I don't really like that, but I'll take it. Like I said, my beginning of the year, I said 8-8 is kind of where I thought we were going to be, which kind of thought we'd be a little better. Now, Jeremy Dean, I got to give it out to him. He called 6-10. That's where I kind of think maybe we'll be at, because you still got winnable games. You got the Giants. That's a winnable game. You got the Washington football team. That's a winnable game. The Browns, look, if not that Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback, but if he's not playing, that's a winnable game. Even if he is playing, I think it's a winnable game, because I think when the Bengals got up to 21-0 start, I looked at my dad. I'm like, I think they're pissed off and tired of hearing about what happened last week against Baltimore. Now it rolls into, we lost a 21-point lead. Now it comes to times where it's put up or shut up. I got all these guys complaining about stuff. They're not going anywhere. If you want to go somewhere, you got to be productive for the Bengals to either move you, or if they release you, some other team will want you, So this is put up or shut up this week. I think it's a very crucial win, or a very crucial game for our season. If they don't win this game, it's going to be really hard to come back from this. This is a big game. They need to not go to Cleveland. They need to go to Paul Brown Stadium and win and beat the Browns. And if they just get that, either get their first win, they got it out of the way, but then they haven't capitalized on it. If they get everybody going in all phases of the game, they can win. But we will see what happens. Not many trades in the NFL. Yeah, there you didn't used to be, but there's more trades now than there used to be. Bengals had an interview with Josh McDaniels last year. I believe they turned it down. Well, that's fine. I said I don't want Josh Daniels, to be honest. He's turned down. He was supposed to be the Colts head coach, so I don't want him. Zach's problem is finishing. He's not bad. We don't lose by a lot. Yeah, and kid, that's where it drives me nuts. That's what's killing me, because last week our defense was really good, not great, but good good enough to win against Baltimore. Our offense is terrible. This week we put up 21 points. Yeah, we only kicked 2 field goals in the second half. That still should have been good enough to win. And you put up 27 points without the final score. I can't remember offhand. You should win, especially when you're up 21-0 to start the game. And the defense crumbled. So I'm waiting for them to put together a whole game, no mistakes. It's like AJ Green even said this after the game. He goes, somebody asked him, what do winning teams do? Because AJ's been on winning teams and he's been on bad teams. And he said, winning teams do the little things. He goes, that's what I keep telling everybody. He's like, you just got to keep your head down and keep grinding and make sure you do the little things. The little things are what is going to make you win. Don't jump off sides on third down. Make sure that he's trying to jump the other team off sides. Don't get a holding penalty. On third down, stop them. Go after them. And that's where I think the coaches, hopefully Lou Amaretto will watch the game tape and watch what we watched and watch these 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 7s, and nobody around them, and hopefully change his thinking. So, we will see. Any game is winnable any given Sunday, brother. Yep, any given Sunday. That was a good movie, by the way. I really like that movie. I got a couple more here. I might be jumping off. Trade Ross. I don't think we can trade him. I don't. There's nobody going to want him. But I could be wrong. If someone wants him, I'm sure I'll trade him. Besides the O-line, we need speed on this team. Yeah. Well, true. I think we need speed. Now, when you say speed, everybody thinks wide receivers. I think we need speed on the defense. Faster guys coming up the middle and stuff like that. That's where we need the speed. Don't get me wrong. We get speed on the wide receivers. I would take that too. But that's the other thing. We should have got 3 deep balls. on Sunday's game. As AJ catches that, that's 3 of them. We had the 63 yarder to T. Higgins, who's going to be a beast. That's going to be our number one wide receiver moving forward. And Boyd, he had, I can't remember how big his was, but his was a pretty big deep ball too. So that's what drives me nuts about this game. There's so many things that we wanted to happen that didn't happen and hasn't been happening, and they all happened. Everything. We wanted them to do better in the red zone. They did. They scored all 3 times they were down there. We wanted them to get the deep ball. They did. We wanted them to get Giovanni Bernard involved more. They did. I mean, we wanted the offensive line to not get Joe Burrow killed. They did. We didn't think the defense would lay an egg like that. So everything we complained about the week before happened. That's where it's like, I'm like, it all happened. It all went the way we wanted, and we still freaking lost. Sorry, I get really, I'm passionate about this. I get a little, see, my face is getting red. That's why I'm strawberry. Face gets red. Maybe the Bengals need a veteran coach. I don't know who, but somebody who knows how to coach the team too close to the ball game. Yeah, maybe we'll find. Like I said, I think we'll find out. That might be toward the end of the year of how this goes. At the end of Marvin's year, they had an interview with Josh McDaniels. Yeah, we already said that, didn't you? Or I clicked on the same one. I guess I clicked on the same one. My bad. So yeah. Anyway, let's see here. It's 6:30. I've been on about an hour. I'm gonna wrap this up, and like I said, I'm gonna invite you guys to my Facebook groups that I help run, and Mike Kyle helps run, and Jeremy Dean helps run some of them. But they are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, and Cyclones Country. And I ask you to follow me, Strawberry Ice, on all my social media platforms. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. And I'm on Facebook. And if you guys are ever wondering, because I've had this asked a million times, Jeff, why do you call yourself Strawberry Ice? All right. Back in the 90s, like 1994, I actually was on the radio for a little while on here in Cincinnati. 100.9 is what the frequency was. WIZF, the Wiz. I was a sports guy in the morning with Freddie Red. Vanilla Ice was still cool then. My face is red. He called me Strawberry Ice. So I just kind of stuck with it because you see Strawberry Ice, like, what the hell is that? So it kind of catches your eye. So that's why I'm Strawberry Ice. You can call me Jeff. You can call me Strawberry. You can call me Ice, whatever. I am going to put this on the podcast later on. So make sure you guys check it out and subscribe. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys are new to the show, this is a YouTube broadcast. If you found on Bengals Nation or Bearcats Country, do me a favor, go to the YouTube. Look up Sports with Strawberry Ice and just subscribe. It's free and it gives me subscribers, helps me out. And every time I go live or I do any kind of video or anything, it pops up there and you guys won't have to look for it. And like I said, we're up to 669 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 700 as fast as I can. That is awesome. I appreciate all you guys. Hold on. We got a couple more. Let's see here. Before you go, what's up? Let's see. Before you go, with the Bengals pick, who do you honestly want? Who do I honestly want? I want an offensive lineman. If it's a guy from Oregon and he's as good as everybody says he is, that's who I want. But like I said, it's so hard. You got to remember pretty much who was good last year because his college season is so, messed up. Okay, and Titus, what free agent comes? Who do you think's the biggest will get in free agency? Honestly, I don't even know who is going to be free agents this year on other teams. So I don't know. I mean, I do think that the Bengals will be active because you don't do what you did last year and do nothing the next year. At least normal teams don't do that. So I don't think the Bengals will. I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but I don't know who is a free agent next year. Anyway, or this coming year. Anyway, this is great. I invite you guys to check me out tomorrow. Like I said, I moved it to 5:30. Seems like it's easier for people to find me, because I'm only on a show by myself today. But Friday, we will be doing Strawberry Ice and Bengals Nation. We're going to do our preview show, previewing the Browns. And remember, if it's brown, flush it down. And as always, on Tony's Gilmore. Thanks. Yep. You're welcome, Tony, my boy. And as always, I got to find the thing here. Hold on a second. I'm too busy talking. See, the problem is you talk and then you get stuff to type on the computer and you kind of forget about it sometimes. Anyway, as always, that's just sports, baby. See ya.